Hey everybody. So we're out here just taking a look at the Spina or Spina, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but the 4 by 20 carry handle scope. Clearly it's a retro scope that's a knockoff of the old Colt, Japanese made optic for the A2 style carry handle. Right now I've got it on this little clone build I did of a A2 government carbine. There's kind of a lot of names for it. It's very loosely based on the 723 or the 733, but generally it's the Colt A2 government carbine. Everything's pretty accurate except for the barrel, which is this is an H bar 16-inch barrel, and usually I think the A2 government carbines had like a pencil barrel. I believe it was 14.5. I'm not exactly sure on that, but I think it was shorter than 16 inches. But, in this day and age, obviously, 16 inches is what I got to go with in order to have a stock on it. So right now we're at 100 yards, and I've got a bunch of steel set up down there. I just sighted it in. It's, I've got it on this tripod, this shooting tripod, so I'm not, on a bench rest, so to say. So I'm not exactly able to get the best accuracy that I want to get, but it's close enough. Actually, let's go and do a close-up. We're going to go back inside and take a closer look at it, and actually I'm going to compare it with the Barska, also 4 by 20 carry handle scope, which was a complete disaster. I got 2 of those Barskas and instantly regretted it once I saw how canted the optic is from the mount. Clearly this is drilled into the housing of the scope, or the mount is drilled into the housing of the scope, so there's no scope rings, so there's no adjusting the cantation of it. This one is not exactly perfect either, but it's way better than the Barskas. This one is kind of canted slightly to the left, but it's really not that bad at all. It's barely noticeable, I'd say. Really, it's only noticeable because I have it in the mount, but if I'm shouldering the weapon, it's not as easy to notice. So anyways, let me go and pull this off. Oops, wrong dial. I'm gonna go and pull this off of here and give you all just a little close-up. So you can see it's actually pretty accurate to the Colt Japanese made scope, because it has this little thing right here, the little flathead screw. That is just for aesthetics. It doesn't do anything at all. But I thought it was really cool how they included it. The Barska does not have one of those. And the Barska is about an inch longer in the rear, so it sticks out past the rear sight. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and take some shots with it. And so far it seems to be stain zeroed, so that's a good sign. But I just want to take some shots and give you my thoughts. And then, like I said, we'll go back inside and take a closer look at everything and compare it to that Barska before I return it to Amazon and get all my money back. Unfortunately, this right now is currently unavailable on Amazon. I'm really hoping they bring it back because this was only 45 bucks. That's crazy cheap compared to the Barska that's like 70, and then that Colt, or like the reproduction Colt optic that is sold by Brownells, that one's like $400. So since this was basically just going to be a wall hanger, I kind of wanted a wall hanger optic to go with it. So I'm not really trying to spend a bunch of money on it or anything. So 45 bucks was absolutely perfect, at least for my budget. So like I said, we're at 100 yards. I'm going to take some shots. I've got a few, there are 4 different steel targets down there. I've got a 12-inch that I sighted in with. That one's really easy to hit. But then there's a 7-inch, a 5-inch, and a 3-inch. So the 7-inch shouldn't be too hard to hit. The 5 and the 3-inch, though, that might be a little more difficult. But we shall see. I'm sure the 5-inch won't be too bad, but that 3-inch for sure will be a bit of a challenge. All right. This shooting tripod's great, though. I really like it a lot. It is a Tracheum I believe. Also sold on Amazon for about $100. So, let me see here. We load it up. Yep. Just got the 20 round mag, but I do have a 30 round GI mag as well. Missed one shot, but it's not hard at all to connect. The eye relief is pretty decent. It's not too short. I've actually got this stock pretty far forward. Well, not pretty far forward, but a little bit forward. Now I'm getting pretty good eye relief. I'm not exactly sure what the eye relief is. That's probably maybe like 4 inches, something like that. 3.5. Safety. Yeah, 12-inch target, too easy. I'm going to try the 7-inch target. Alright, let's try it 5-inch. Nailed it. Got it with the last shot. Alright. I'm going to go and stick that 30 round mag in there. Right here, I believe I only have about 25 rounds though loaded up. I think I need to bring it back a little bit because I'm not getting enough clearance from the shooting leg. However, I think I could just do this. There we go. Problem solved. Yeah, 12 inches is way too easy. It's definitely stain zeroed. I'm firing pretty quickly, but I'm able to make hits with just about every shot with pretty much no issues. So I think it's definitely stain zeroed. It seems really tight. You lock it up with this little lever down here, and it's not budging. So I like it. It's definitely better than the Barska, which I didn't even shoot. I took it out of the box, and I immediately looked at it. I was kind of excited when I first got it because it looks cool. But then once I looked through the optic, I realized how canted the reticle is, and it just looked terrible. It was so bad. I can't believe Barska or just any company would allow something to go off the production line like that. But yeah, speaking of reticle, by the way, this is a duplex reticle. The Barska had a mill dot reticle, which I would prefer, but again, with this being a wall hanger, duplex reticle is just fine. I think there's like a helicopter above. We're at the plane. Let's let that pass real quick. Those planes are so loud. Alright. So let me see how many rounds we got. Probably about 10 or so. I'm going to try for the 3-inch target. I haven't tried that one yet. I'm not hitting it. Oh well. I could probably sight this in a little better. But yeah, I'm just going to give up on the 3-inch target. I didn't really seem to have a problem hitting the 5-inch target or the 7-inch. Actually, how many rounds I got? One more. I'm gonna go respray the target and see if maybe I did lose 0. Still hit the 12-incher. All right, let me go respray those targets. I'll be right back. We got a little bit of cloud cover over there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and load up 20 more rounds before we go inside and take a closer look at the Spina carry handle optic. But we're resprayed down there, so got a fresh target. Should be able to see exactly where it's hitting. I don't think I lost 0. I think I'm just not on the most stable shooting platform. So, you know, I'm also not expecting, you know, sub MOA accuracy out of this thing right here. You know, obviously that setup right there, it's not really meant for precision shooting, but it's good enough. I'm definitely a minute of coyote at 100 yards. This, by the way, speaking of Colt stuff, this actually is I don't know if y'all will be able to see it, but it is a Colt 30-round magazine surplus. So that's pretty cool. Got to, you know, to be able to get one of these and then just toss it on the ground like I just did. But yeah, I like the look of the 20-round mag in there. It's a very retro looking setup. But even though the A2s, you know, came with 30-round mags, but obviously this is kind of a throwback to the old like Vietnam era M16s. All right, let's see where this is hitting. Okay, I think it was hitting high. Yeah, I don't think I lost 0. It's just hitting a little high. I did forget to tell y'all that it does have this like 1 to 200 setting as far as I think that's meters. I don't think that's yards, but you can crank it up to, you know, all the way up to 500 meters. Back it down to 4 to 3 to 1, 1 to 2. So you know, it's also very accurate to the old Colt optics that has that kind of adjustment. You know, with the elevation built into the middle right there. Yeah, that's actually grouping real nicely. All right, I'm going to try for the smaller targets. Let's try the 7-inch. There we go. Try the 5-inch. Got it. All right, I'm going to try that 3-inch. Got it. Yeah, I just have to know where to hold. I'm just aiming, you know, just under the target, basically. I don't want to try the 3-inch again, but I'm going to. I might as well just quit while I'm ahead, but I'm not going to. I'm going to try and hit it again. Hey, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. All right. Let me unload on that 12-inch target, and then we'll call it a day. This is the recoil's kind of coming back. I probably could have this locked in a lot better, obviously, but I don't want to mess up that pressure pad too much. Oh, how many more? One more shot. Let's go for the 7-inch. All right. So yeah, she's staying zeroed. That's for sure. And I like it. It's a good optic for 45 bucks. So let's go back inside and take a closer look at it. So just real quick, kind of impressed with that, so I just wanted to show you all my shots. But that was with rapid firing, and obviously it's shooting a little high, like I was saying, but it's right there in like a, if that's a 12-inch target, that's probably like a 4-inch group, something like that. Again, with rapid firing, not really taking my time in between shots. And then you can see that I got a couple on target with the 7-inch, one on the 5-inch, and then those two on the 3-inch are right there, almost right there in the middle, as a matter of fact. But I also forgot to let you all know that I was shooting, I believe it was Winchester 55 grain. It's like that white box 223. So, you know, not the best stuff, but I like it a lot. It's good for what it is. Not sure if I'm in the shot. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and go inside and take a closer look here at this retro optic. All right, so welcome back, everybody. We're gonna take a closer look here at this Spina Optics retroscope, or what they call is the they call it the 4x20 carry handle scope on Amazon. And just to show you all real quick, I think I said during the shooting portion that it wasn't available at the time, but it is, as you all can see, back in stock. I am showing you all my zip code right there, but try and find me. I dare you. No, please don't. Please don't. Okay. You might get presented with something like this, so don't try and find me. But anyways, so oops, recommendations. So as you can see, it's 45 bucks and free shipping. Shipping, you know, available February 15th through the 18th. Right now it is, let me see here, February 11th. So that's only a few days from now. So shipping is not bad at all. And as well as the price itself being $45, which is really, you can't argue with that. Let's go ahead and just talk about this Barska right here, get it out of the way. But this thing is a massive piece of crap. Let's see if I can, you probably won't really be able to see, but the reticle is completely canted. I mean, the mount itself is actually okay, but the reticle itself is just completely off, and it just looks terrible. It does have a mil dot reticle, which is cool. The Spina Optic has, I'm just going to call it the Spina. That's probably what they call it. But the Spina does have a duplex reticle, which is actually accurate to the old Colt Japanese-made optic. But I do kind of wish that it did have at least an option for a mil dot reticle, because I prefer that over a duplex any day. But this Barska right here, as y'all can kind of see, it's about like 2 inches longer in the back. So it really hangs off the rear sight pretty well. And it's probably better for eye relief and stuff, but it just doesn't look very good. And obviously does not look clone correct. By the way, we'll get into the lens caps that come with this one, but as you can see, it's just your run-of-the-mill, like, you know, tinted yellow plastic scope caps that come with the Barska. So nothing too special there, but it's a piece of crap. I mean, so I ordered one of these, and it was actually way more canted than this one is. So I sent that one back, got another one, and it was basically, you know, a little bit better, but basically the same. Very canted reticle. So I'm going to send this one back right as soon as this video is over with. This one has a completely smooth tube. And if you look at the old retro Colts, which I'll go and pull up right here, this is the one that's actually made by Brownells. You can see that there's a, I can't make it bigger, unfortunately. It's not letting me on Brownells' website. Come on, Brownells. Let me zoom in. But as you can see, though, there is like a, I don't know what you would really call it, but basically it's thicker on the end, on both ends, and it's the same here. As you can see, it's a little thicker. It's got this line right there, and so it is a little bit thicker on the end as well as over here on this end too. So while this one's completely smooth on both ends, this one is definitely more accurate looking, or clone correct I should say, because it does have these sort of thicker parts at the end. So it's not just a completely smooth tube, and it looks almost exactly like the Brownells one. The only main difference I'll say is like the adjustments. As soon as you take the cap off, it has a little like place for a case, you know, for a shell casing that you can use to adjust it. But this one you just take off and use a flathead screwdriver. So not that big of a deal, obviously. I think people that are none the wiser would think that this is actually like the old Colt. It looks very similar, 99% just about. So you can't really go wrong. So anyways, let's go ahead and do a closer look here while we are done talking about the Barska and everything. But yeah, that kind of, I think it actually came like a little messed up. Somebody was messing with this cap right here, because I didn't really do that damage. But you know, I'm not really too worried about it. For 45 bucks, it's like kind of get what you pay for. But this one, I would say, you know, you got more than you paid for, because it's a pretty decent optic. It may have looked like I lost zero in the shooting portion of the video, but I think that was just me, and I think it was the fact that I was shooting from that mount, because I didn't do any adjustments or anything like that. And then when I came back in like the second part of the shooting portion, my phone is buzzing, the optics seemed to be dead on, you know, just about. So one thing too I do want to point out, there is this little flathead screw right here, which is completely aesthetic. It doesn't do anything, so don't try and turn this, because you're gonna probably end up damaging it. But it is clone correct to the original, which did have this flathead screw, which is unlike the Brownells reproduction. As you can see on this side, it does not have that flathead portion. Yeah, speaking of which, $400. This one's literally a tenth of the price. So yeah, good luck. If you want to get one of these, go for it. But I mean, why? The only other thing too, I will say aesthetically, is that this one says Colt on the top of it, and it has that little yellow inspection sticker, which is clone correct, whereas this one does not have the yellow inspection sticker, which is fine. I mean, I'm not too worried about that. And it also doesn't say anything up here. It's just smooth, which I kind of like too. So it doesn't really, I don't really have a problem with it. I will say that I am going to do a separate video on this rifle, so look out for that. But this rifle is basically a Colt A2 government carbine clone. So it's not 100% clone correct. I got this H-bar. It's like an Aero Precision H-bar barrel, 16-inch barrel, for like 120 bucks, and I just couldn't pass that up, because it actually came with this front sight as well. So I didn't have to do, you know, I didn't have to like install these pins or anything like that. I actually did have to drive them out to install, I believe it was like the Delta ring, something like that, but it was really no issue whatsoever. I think I kind of scratched up the barrel a little bit on accident. There's really nothing to fear as far as buying this really cheap optic. I think that a lot of people, you know, veer away from buying cheap optics, and especially if you're just doing like a clone build, where this is actually just going to be a wall hanger. I'm going to hang it up. I got a little like wall hanging gun rack to the right over here, and it's just going to sit up there. Every now and then I'll take it down and shoot it, and I'm not necessarily going to shoot, you know, through this optic. I might use the iron sights too. So I just wanted something that looked cool on the wall. Speaking of the iron sights, it does allow you, I'm not really going to be able to show you on camera because I don't really have enough distance here, but it does allow you to co-witness, so I can actually still use the iron sights with this optic attached, so that's cool. I think that's about it. I just wanted to show you all the Spina, what is it, the 4x20 carry handle scope. If y'all are going for that retro look, I think this is a really good option, especially if you don't want to spend like $400. And definitely steer away from the Barska. Don't even look at that thing. That thing's an abomination over there. Like, why Barska? 2 different scopes in a row that I got from Amazon are just completely useless. So, oh yeah, I forgot. I was gonna show y'all what's in the box. So this is, it was actually kind of funny. This Spina optic right here. First of all, it came in this packaging. So, kind of when you get it in the mail, you know, it kind of looks like a brick of a banned substance, let's just say. But you go ahead and take that paper off right there, and then here's the box, and everything comes wrapped up really well in the a bunch of this bubble wrap, and then they do give you a lens cloth, actually 2 lens cloths, which is kind of weird. There's that gray one and the yellow one. Let's see, the gray one. Yeah, the gray one's actually kind of cool because it says Spina Optics on it. But they do give you a yellow one, and then there's a user manual in there. But that's literally it. Aside from these scope caps, which I just went ahead and took off because, you know, I think they just kind of look stupid. They work all right, but I wouldn't really use these, especially for just hanging up on the wall, like I was saying. So, yeah, that's going to do it right there. I think I've shown you all everything that you need to know to make a educated choice on whether or not you want to purchase this or go with something completely different. But without further ado, I appreciate, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.